We spend our entire lives trying to control the world around us. We obsess over our plans, we stress over the future, and we grip tightly onto the people, objects, and statuses we have acquired. We think that if we just worry enough, we can prevent bad things from happening. But this constant clinging is the exact root of your anxiety. The truth is, nothing in this world is guaranteed, and nothing lasts forever. People leave, plans fail, health fades, and money comes and goes. When you tie your happiness to things you cannot directly control, you are handing the keys to your peace of mind to a chaotic universe. If you want to find true stability, you have to stop caring so much about the external outcomes. You need to learn the art of detachment. This isn't a new idea. Thousands of years ago, Buddha recognized this exact human flaw. He taught a fundamental truth: attachment creates suffering. Because everything in this reality is temporary. The moment you become deeply attached to an outcome, you invite pain into your life. You become a hostage to your own circumstances. The ancient Stoics took this concept and turned it into a practical operating system for our mind. Stoicism is all about mastering your emotions and ruling over your internal world. The core rule of Stoicism is simple. Divide your life into two categories: what is in your direct control and what is not in your direct control. Your thoughts, your actions, and your responses. You control those things. The weather, the economy, traffic, and other people's behavior, that's what you cannot control. The moment you stop wasting your energy on what you cannot control, you become truly untouchable. The self-help industry tells you to practice only positive thinking, to imagine only good things happening to you. But Stoicism does the exact opposite. They practice something called negative visualization. Every single morning, regardless of how well their lives are going, a Stoic sits down and imagines the absolute worst case scenarios that could happen in their day. They remind themselves, my car might break down today, someone I know might lie to me, I might get insulted, I might lose something valuable. But this isn't pessimism, it's a psychological armor. By mentally rehearsing the worst before it happens, you take away its power to shock you. When a problem inevitably arises during your day, you don't break down or lose your mind. Your brain simply says, I already met this problem in my mind this exact morning. I am prepared to deal with it. Look at Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors to ever live. On the outside, he had everything: absolute power, unimaginable wealth, and millions of subjects. But on the inside, Marcus was deeply lonely. He spent years on the cold, brutal frontiers of war, surrounded by betrayals, plugs, and the heavy burden of ruling an empire. He didn't have a friend he could truly confide in. He lived a fundamentally isolated life. Yet, instead of turning into a bitter tyrant or drowning his loneliness in cheap pleasures, he pursued philosophy. Every night, in his private tent, he wrote a personal journal that we know as meditations. He wrote to remind himself to be a good man, to accept his loneliness, and to keep his mind steady. Marcus Aurelius proved that no matter how isolated you are, and no matter how heavy your responsibilities feel, your mind is your ultimate sanctuary. There is a massive misunderstanding today about what Stoicism actually means. People think a Stoic is an emotionless robot who represses their feelings, acts cold, and never cries. But this is completely wrong. and it's highly dangerous. When you push your anger, your grief, or your fear down and try to pretend they don't exist, you are not being strong. You are just repressing them. And as we know, whatever you bury simply grows stronger and more twisted inside your shadow. Eventually, it will explode. True Stoicism is not about repressing your emotions, it is about accepting and integrating them. When you feel a wave of anger or sadness, a Stoic doesn't deny it. They feel it, they acknowledge it, and they choose not to be ruled by it. You allow the emotion to wash over you. You understand why it's there, and then you use your logic to decide your next move. You rule your mind, and your mind doesn't rule over you. If this video helped you, taught you something, just let me know in the comments and subscribe to the channel.